this ain't parents out to lunch. No, this is parenting with the punch. Oh, this ain't parents out to lunch. No, this is parenting with the punch. Class is in session. Please be seated. Behaviors that get attention get repeated. Avoid the power struggle cause it will get you heated. Listen to Amanda cause she knows how to teach it. Yo, this ain't parents out to lunch. No, this is parenting with the punch. Oh, this ain't parents out to lunch. No, this is parenting with the punch. Yeah, yeah,
Hello and welcome to Parenting with a Punch show. You are listening to Real Talk with your host, Amanda. I'm excited to be here, and look, I know it's been almost 2 weeks. I am at fault. I'm human, y'all. Just like every single one of us. The truth is running a business and trying to do too many things has just gotten the best of me. And I think it's important for me to be transparent with y'all and just let you know that, it's been time for me to pivot different services that I have been offering to my parenting community. Lots of new changes and programs that are coming to you offered virtually, which I'm super excited about, which I will share with you later on in the show. And actually, what truly prompted this episode today was after speaking with a very close girlfriend whom I love dearly, that is back in Brooklyn, which most of you know, that's where I used to live, where my soul lies. Just to come on to my guests and just have like a real raw conversation about just life in the holidays. I mean, it's almost December 1st, right? We are less than 30 days away for Christmas. And the truth is the holidays is not always a joyous celebratory time for most people. And it's not to say that you are not happy in your marriage or grateful for your family, but there's so many factors that come into play when it comes to the holidays. Traditions, for instance, if you are remarried or have not gotten remarried yet, you're single and you haven't yet, delved into the dating scene and, with kids in the mix, it can be a really, really lonely time. And to be quite honest with you, as a single woman, not married yet, with no kids, yes, I'm in love, but it's not necessarily the most fun time for me right now. There's a lot of pressure in society in general, in just settling down and gift giving and spending all this money and, making sure that your children have the best of everything. And look, I can tell you firsthand that buying your children tons of presents is not going to make things better, especially if you're struggling with behavior in the home, if you're feeling a lot of like anxiety on a daily basis. Are you like feeling like you want to pull your hair out? I mean, being grounded, being centered, using meditation or prayer or whatever it is, mindfulness. I mean, not every one of us is able to adapt that into our life. And I get that. That's why parents reach out to me in the first place because they've gotten to a point of total exhaustion where they don't or just simply can't handle the pressure anymore. So I really, really want us to have like a real conversation about the holidays and the pressures of like gift giving. You don't have to get crazy about buying or spending tons of money this Christmas season. What I encourage you to do is spend time connecting with your children. You know, have a conversation or like sit down and have hot chocolate and talk about maybe some of your positive memories from childhood. You know, what's a tradition that you experienced as a child? You know, what's a tradition that you want to carry down? And, you know, also if you are married or in a committed relationship, really sit down with your partner and have like a real conversation about what each of you would like to see the holidays look like, because it can be very stressful to go to your in-laws or, you know, travel, whether that be just like 30 minutes or a few hours. And if it means that you have to sacrifice your own well-being, like your own mental health, then look, I'm going to be completely real. I don't suggest it. And I learned this myself this past Thanksgiving. You know, being with my parents, I love them dearly. But sometimes it just gets draining and it sucks the energy out of me and it leaves me depleted, because I am somebody that feels energy very, very intensely. And, you know, I've just now, especially in the work that I do, right? I mean, working with families and working with children, helping them through the stresses of their life, it's really important to make sure that you are grounded as the professional that is giving that support. Now, look, that's not the issue here. You know, me showing up for my families, that's not something that even I struggle with in the least bit. But the point is if this is something that triggers you or, you know, brings up unhappy feelings, then you need to think about that and you need to honor that with either yourself or with your partner or, you know, in your partner's family. Because guess what? Our children feed off of that energy. And if things are already chaotic, especially with the holidays, everybody's like running around trying to go to this holiday party and trying to be present here and trying to make sure, you know, this gets done. Take a deep breath, stop and chill. Stop trying to fucking do everything all at once. That may have been one of the first times that you've heard me swear on the show. But look, we all know that my style is extremely straightforward. And the reality of it is this is not about me toning down to make others feel comfortable. And I want you to really, really listen to what it is that I'm saying to you right now, because this goes hand in hand with parenthood. Yeah, I might swear. Some people don't like it, but guess what? If you don't like me swearing, it actually has nothing to do with me. It has to do with you. I'm not responsible for you or for how you feel. I'm responsible for what lights me up and for what helps me shine and what helps me to progress every day. I'm a woman of God. I pray. I meditate. I can't tell you how many times I've heard, you know, especially in the Bible, you know, swearing is just not, you know, don't say the Lord's name in vain, swearing. Look, I can believe in God, and I can be connected to a higher source and still be myself. Don't let anyone dull your shine. When it comes to parenting, we are so consumed with others' opinions. I mean, you don't have the general conversation at the park when you bring your kids to play. And the general conversation is not, "Oh, hey, what happened with you and your child this morning? Did your child listen to you? Did your child throw a 5-minute tantrum because he didn't want to put his shoes on?" Those conversations aren't had. We're constantly worrying about putting on this poker face, right? I mean, you hear the phrase, fake it till you make it, all the time, especially in business. I'm all for that, 100%, when it comes to business. When it comes to real freaking life and in parenting, you can't worry about what others fucking think of you and what's going on in your home. I had a mom that came to me, hired me yesterday. They are not remarried, but they are in a committed relationship. She has a daughter, not with him, and they're having problems. And in order for her to save her relationship, to make sure that her boyfriend, whom the two of them have a fabulous relationship, they get along great, he treats her well, she's been married before, wasn't happy. But in order to save her relationship, she needs to make sure that her and her child are getting along and that they are both coming from a place of love and utilizing whatever tools they need to be able to get through this hump. So they hired me. Now that's action. That's taking responsibility for their quality of life. She doesn't want to have to choose between her boyfriend and her daughter. She shouldn't have to. Nobody should have to. But oftentimes we get so caught up. And a lot of parents actually, I wasn't expecting to go here, but this is the truth. A lot of parents put their children before their relationship. Well, I'm here to tell you, I don't really give a shit if you've been told otherwise or if you believe me or you don't believe me. Your relationship comes first. If you do not show your children a healthy relationship as your relationship with your significant other, or even if it's a co-parent, you are the role model. You are the first baseline that they have of a healthy relationship. And here's something else that I want to know. I find it to be very, very interesting, and I'm not sure. I'm a very diverse person. I mean, right? I mean, I've been living in the city since I've been early 20s, whether that's Boston, Brooklyn, Miami. Diversity in culture has always been super, super important to me. But the reason where I'm going with this is the more research that I do in the parenting world, in the parenting space, and seeing how much certain cultures parent in terms of like using positive reinforcement and constantly giving their child praise and helping them to be empowered is pretty huge in the Black community. In a world of like two people who are very in tune with their mental health, they take care of it. They do what they have to do as an individual, whether or not that's, whatever that looks like. Health is a huge priority. And their family lives, they work together as a unit. And that is so important. Because if you don't work together as a unit first and foremost, then your children, doesn't mean that that's going to be the outcome of every single family that has children and they don't have a healthy relationship. But I see it way too much. And it's just getting to a point where it can be exhausting. And like I said, the holidays for me this year, there's been a lot of transition with me moving, with me sharing my story as a survivor of domestic violence. You know, it's showed up as triggers, you know, in my current relationship. And it hasn't been fucking easy. Ironically, communication is like the number one thing that I preach to my families and that I help them work through. I mean, we literally like have family meetings where we're like hashing it out with me being the mediator. And right now the communication is just not on point, and that's stressful. So look, I'm human. I'm trying to run a business. I'm trying to build my business, you know, having relocated, having to, you know, start over yet again from scratch, because a lot of the clients that have been coming to me have been from New Hampshire, and the commute is just, it's far, and it gets expensive for the families because, you know, I have to live. I have an immense amount of talent in doing the work that I do. And that's part of the reason why I had to make the decision to stop offering in-home services come January 1st. And one of those reasons is because it limits me in the amount of families that I can see. Because I'm not, you know, if I'm in the city and I'm seeing parents, you know, in one neighborhood, then that's a totally different story. But there's that piece. And I'll be honest, it saddens me a little bit because I know how imperative it is for the families to get support in their home. But the other reality is I can't force you to recognize that you need the support. I can't force you to make that investment. If you think $1,000 or $1,500 is a lot of money in helping create the family life of your dreams, then humbly speaking, you're always gonna probably most likely live a life full of angst. You're going to continue to live your life not taking responsibility and taking action. And for that, you and your family is going to suffer. But that's not, I can't worry about that. That has to be something that you take responsibility for. What is the quality of life that you want? You know, after speaking with this new mom that hired me yesterday, you know, when we talked about the financial piece, she's like, all right, you know, let me figure this out, how I can make this work. And she, you know, she recognized that this was going to save not only her relationship, but her family. And that has no value. When you have calmness, when you have people getting along in your household, your children are listening to you, on top of building them up with positivity rather than feeling like you have to control every single decision that they make by reprimanding and by punishing, man, that is not a life that I choose. It's never been a life that I've chosen. I have made a very conscious decision up until this point in making sure that my future husband shares the same parenting style and has the same values in how we raise our children. Because, yeah, fights happen. Stress naturally comes up. As we get older, we deal with death, family members, close ones. So naturally, life is going to happen. But you have to you have to be there for each other. You have to be each other's rock. And with that is sharing a lot of the same lifestyle. So here's to me saying, screw the holidays and everything else that comes with the pressure of the holidays. You don't have to go out and spend a lot of money on gifts for your children. Worry and focus. I don't even take worry out. Scratch that. I want you to focus on the health of your relationship, the mental health of your relationships with your significant other and with your children. Let the holidays be a season of laughter and joy, creating fun memories. Take a drive and go see the Christmas lights. I used to do that a lot as a kid. It was a lot of fun. Create a new tradition for your family, something that doesn't have to cost money. Because guess what? That's not what's going to help your family, is buying each other gifts. It just won't. So for all my single mamas and daddas out there, if you are having a hard time with the holidays, as am I, just remember to be present. Surround yourself with loving friends, which I am so grateful that I have such a huge, supportive network of friends around me that continue to build me up during this stressful time. And just remember, you're not alone. And for my mamas out there who are married and having difficulty, put the holidays aside and go back to the basics. Remember why you fell in love with your partner. Remember why you had children. Did you have children just to check it off the list? Did you get married just to check it off the list? Just to say, I'm married, I'm a wife? Who were you before that? Before you had children? Come back to that. And you will find happiness, and it will transmute into your relationships. And you will be able to show up with more kindness and more love. Because that's what every single human deserves on this planet. We need to show up for each other with love and kindness every single day, every single moment. You can still be upset and be upset with a loving tone. Remember that. When I'm giving families strategies, when I'm in the home, when I'm on the battlefield, and I'm seeing the dynamics of the family, and I step in, I'm firm. But as soon as I, set limits with the child, for instance, as an example, I'm immediately giving them positive feedback after the fact. It's constant. It's not, I need you to do this, and I need you to listen to me. That's control. Please stop trying to control and take responsibility in being more present with your children and with your partner. And I promise you, you will feel better and your life will change. Let's try and have a happy holidays, y'all. Thanks for tuning in to Real Talk with your host, Amanda. As always, please keep asking for more. You deserve it. Your family deserves it. If you are ready to step into a different life and you want the support, the in-home support, get in on it now. By December 3rd is the deadline. It was the 1st. It's a Saturday. It's now Monday the 3rd. Jump on it. I'm offering a major, major deal. All you got to say is you heard it on the podcast. And please leave a rating and or review. That's how we can reach that many more parents all over the world. Have a good one, y'all.
Yo, this ain't parents out to lunch. No, this is parenting with the punch. Oh, this ain't parents out to lunch. No, this is parenting with the punch. Class is in session. Please be seated. Behaviors that get attention get repeated. Avoid the power struggle cause it will get you heated. Listen to Amanda cause she knows how to teach it. Yo, this ain't parents out to lunch. No, this is parenting with the punch. Oh, this ain't parents out to lunch. No, this is parenting with the punch. Yeah, yeah,